I'm Megan Scully and this is the Limerick Post Show coming to you from Catherine Street, where the street feast is taking place as part of Riverfest weekend. There's fun and games, there's music, there's food, and there's so much going on. And now we're going to chat to some of the people who helped put this together and some familiar faces from Limerick. Hayes and Michael, or I should say Hazy and Citrus, for the show.
Thank you very much for having us. Nice. Delighted to be here.
Now, you're going to be on stage in about an hour's time. We're going to get to the gig and Riverfest and everything. But tell me about, first of all, how you guys started making music. And here we are 12 months later outside the commercial on Catherine Street, back where it all began. And what a year it has been for the Limerick Post Show. We've met and interviewed some incredible people all across Limerick City and County. Not only that, we took home our very first award, and we weren't the only ones during the year winning awards for Limerick. Now I'm joined by the lady herself, the International Rose Tree, Sinead Flanagan. How are you feeling right now?
Good, fantastic. I'm delighted to be back here in Adair, where it all started for me in my rose journey. So it's fantastic.
Only a couple of weeks ago we were speaking to you on the Limerick Post Show and you were preparing to go on the Rose Tour and then of course to brace the stage, and now you're here as the 60th International Rose Tralee. I mean, I saw as well when you got called out that time, you were in shock, but bring us back to that moment when Dahi called out your name.
So I think I've explained to most people, I wasn't thinking, sorry. I was so surprised, as you could probably see. And then the other 31 fantastic girls came in and just came around me, supported me, as they have been doing for the last 2 weeks, and I'm sure as they'll continue to do. And it was just fantastic. I saw my mum and dad down there, very excited, as everyone sees my very excited dad. So it was fantastic. And I suppose the first thought I had when I started to realise that it was the people of Limerick would be so, so proud. And that was my main goal, no matter whether I was just the Limerick Rose or the Rose Tralee, that I made the people of the Treaty County proud.
Megan Scully, Limerick Post. I just want to say, when you bring Amber back to Limerick, what is the Greg O'Shea Limerick experience? Food, drinks and dance?
I don't really know. I'll have to bring her around to one of the pubs, definitely Quiet Old Man pub, give her a pint of Guinness, bring her for a walk, maybe up by Cratlow, something like that. Something cute, nothing too fancy. She you might think she's a fancy girl, but she likes the simple things and just being around me and just having a bit of fun.
What about Chicken Hut?
I've never been in Chicken Hut now, so I don't know if I'll take her in there.
And finally, you're taking Amber to Amber.
I was asked that. I hadn't made that link yet, but I might just have to. Maybe they sponsor Amber, we'll have to sort something out.
Limerick has produced loads of sports stars, from GAA, rugby, hockey, to name but a few, and during the year we welcomed back an international soccer star. So not only have you got jet lag, you're lacking in sleep, and then you to go and play soccer.
Not great, is it? I need a pint, that's what I need. I need a nice pint of Guinness, I think. Yeah, but I mean, it's all good. I mean, it's, in all seriousness, you know, it's for a good cause. You know, whenever there's a charity event over, we can do. You know, we'll try and come here and do it. You know, it's obviously home to me, so I like to support as much stuff as I can.
Yeah, take us back to the time playing for Ireland, and obviously now to be back here again.
Well, I can't mention the goal against Holland, can I? Because according to Roy, he just says I go on about it all the time, so we won't talk about that. No, we won't mention that. Did I ever tell you I scored against Holland? No.
Did you? No, I'd love to know more about it. Could you tell me about
it? Yeah, twice, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I loved it. You know, I was part of you look back now, and probably a glamour team. You know, we'd obviously had 88, then 90, and then, you know, we come on the scene, myself, Gary and Phil Babb, around 94. So we got to America for the World Cup, which is a great experience. And then, you know, obviously then had 12 great years under, you know, some great managers. Obviously Jack Charlton was the first one, and then Mick McCarthy, it's great to have him back, you know, at the helm. So yeah, we had some really good times. Obviously qualified 2002 for the second World Cup that I played in, and, you know, I look back on my memories really fondly with Ireland. You know, I loved every minute. You know, whenever I got the opportunity to come and play, you know, I never ever missed a squad. I always wanted to play in all the friendlies. Yeah, I was going to say something else there, but I'll leave it.
We've seen some massive events in Limerick across the past 12 months. We've had the very first live at the Docklands, gigs in King John's Castle and in the Milk Market. All year round, there's something for everyone in Limerick. And I'm joined by Aoife Potter-Cogan, and as you can see, we are moving around Limerick City because we're going to talk about Christmas in Limerick. So tell us about this train first of all.
So this is Toots the Train, and it's his second year in Limerick, and basically he's running on a Friday, a Saturday and a Sunday here from the city centre, and he's hitting off all the really gorgeous spots of Limerick and the great things about
What else can we expect from Limerick this Christmas?
Well, when you said that you wanted to have a chat about this, I was thinking about the things that I like to do, and I was looking at what we have in our brochure, and I think a lovely thing to do is your afternoon tea. And loads of the hotels in Limerick this year are doing special Christmas afternoon teas, and I actually did it myself with my nieces recently, where we had a proper tea party with the Christmas tree, and they just loved it. So there's loads of opportunities opportunities for that, and that information is in our brilliant brochure, if it doesn't jump off the train out of my hand. Then in addition to that, there's loads of gigs going on, but one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is the 8 days of Christmas at the Milk Market. That's a real authentic Christmas market, and that will be happening in the last week of December, right up to your Christmas Eve. So really great way to kind of get your last minute Christmas presents, your food, your stuffing, all your lovely chutneys and things for those finishing touches to your Christmas dinner.
Limerick is a place of legends from the world of broadcasting, from sport, from music, from arts, from entertainment, and of course, from politics. Now, you did mention their sport, Munster rugby as well, Limerick hurling being a big one. Now, I did see you at the Munster final across the road. Actually, we were all in the bar across from the grounds, and I have to say, I never heard a bigger cheer. The lads won the Munster final and it was grand, and the next minute inside in this bar you walked in and the whole place erupted. Why do you think you're so popular? What is it about Willie O'D that everyone loves?
I don't know. I suppose I've been around so long that I've almost met everybody and their parents at this stage, and their grandparents. Yeah, pretty well known. I do a lot of I walk when I'm not in the door, so when I'm in Limerick at weekends, I like to walk around, meet people and see what their concerns are, because I don't see any point in being up in Dublin making laws for people when you're not in touch with people to know what they actually want and what they feel about what you're trying to do. So, you know, I interact with a lot of people on a constant basis, and I suppose people recognise that. I suppose then again with the moustache, etc., kind of instantly recognisable.
Actually, that's a question I've been dying to ask you. What would it take for you to get rid of the moustache, or is it just never going to go?
Well, I've had offers.
Oh yeah? Okay.
I've had offers, I mean, for charity. I think, well, I suppose, look, everything is up for sale at the right price. but on commercial grounds, I don't want to mention any money, because these offers will come in again for charity, and I just don't want to. I let the people bid against each other.
Yeah. Well, I suppose for the right cause you'll do it.
For the right cause, I'll do it. Yeah.
Now I have to ask you as well, because I'm a big fan of the Rubber Bandits.
Yes.
And we know that DJ Willie O'D likes to perform sometimes. So what do you make of all that?
Ah, sure, it's great crack. It's great crack. I mean, I remember one day. I was on the Joe Duffy show with Blind Boy, and we had a dialogue that went on for about 25 minutes. And I remember the radio reviewer in the Sunday Times the following Sunday said it was absolute radio gold. You know, it's great crack. I mean, look, the thing is that it's funny and it's amusing, it's entertaining. But I mean, it helps my profile, and I mean, I'm delighted to be associated with Rubber Bandits. I remember, I think it was the 2011 election were very unpopular, and I arrived in one morning to canvass in a certain housing estate in Limerick, and the first 3 doors there was nobody there. The 4th door we rang a bell, and a young girl came out about 16 years of age, and we asked her what her parents around, and she said no, and they said, well, would you take this card and give it to him by canvassing for Willie O'D? And she said, hold on a sec, and she came back out about 2 minutes later, all made up, and said, where are the Rubber Bandits?
Well, there you go. You can take the lads with you now the next time you're going out.
Oh, I'd love to have them with me. Yeah, I'd love to have them with me. I mean, they've been, well, I mean, in fairness, they're very, very able guys. They're very bright guys, and they've been hugely successful in the United States in particular.
Yeah.
And I know some of the families, and very good people.
Yeah, no, they are, and they do great things.
I'm absolutely delighted to be associated. Delighted.
Limerick is known in the international music scene with all thanks to this legend, Dolores O'Riordan from the Cranberries. During the past 12 months on the Limerick Post Show, we've been so lucky to interview some incredible local and national artists who've all performed for us as well. Conor Ward, how are you getting on?
Good, how are you? Thanks a million for having me.
Oh, welcome to Treaty City Brewery. What a setting for this.
Yeah, it's a beautiful spot. It's really, really nice. Love it.
Have you had much of the beer from here?
I haven't had it from here, from the source. I've had it all right around town. But yeah, I think right at the source is where you get it nicest.
Oh, it's pretty cool in here.
Yeah.
I've done the tour as well. I've seen the whole place, and I just have to say everything about it is incredible.
Yeah, it's brilliant to have something like this in Limerick.
Now, obviously closer to home, we're both, as I said, into Limerick now. We're both diehard Limerick fans. We are Limerick people through and through.
Oh, 100%.
How have you found it here, and how you settle into Limerick life?
Brilliant. I love Limerick. I'm here 4 years now, and I'm working there in the hospital and gigging around the place, and just musicians in Limerick have been amazingly supportive. Like, you know, I supported the Hermitage Green guys. I recorded a single with the brilliant Emma Langford, and she's always like unbelievably supportive of everything. Places like Dolan's, I played Dolan's a good few times, and they're also brilliant, like organising. They got me into Support the Stunning, who you know, I was obsessed with growing up. So like, Limerick has given me so much in terms of music. Places like Charlie Malone's, I go there on a Thursday night, and it's great crack. So there's tons happening in Limerick. It's a brilliant spot to be.
The music scene's incredible. You just
Amazing.
mentioned Hermitage Green and Emma Langford.
Yeah.
They've both been on the show, and it's just, I think it's just so amazing to see like the variety as well, but also how supportive you all are of each other. Because I do see you all on social media hanging out, gigging together, playing together. Like, it's brilliant.
100%. I think they kind of understand. Everyone understands the same struggles that you go through, you know, trying to organise gigs and, you know, sending emails to radio stations and all this kind of crack. But it's brilliant. Everyone helps each other out and tries to look after each other. So it's great.
You know the funny thing about the day you realise who or what you are is that by the time it happens you're probably not that anymore. And the funny thing is, logic states for things to break, they first must fall. And like any small or precious thing, you give nothing or you give all. I can't give you any more than that. I don't trust my clumsy feet not to make me fall flat, and the heart's the only muscle tissue, little known fact that don't know how to heal itself if you cut it in half. So don't cut it in half. We spend our days in endless cycles of lust to oxytocin, never stopping to think about the space between us that we've chosen. Well, I can give my mouth my ear, but I can't give you my hand. 'Cause though you're oh so understanding, you can never understand. Super glue and staples, and I'll help you hold those pieces in place till you're fit and able. I could never be a surgeon, 'cause my stomach's far from strong, but I hope my bedside sympathies suffice to help you moving on. I can't give you any more than that. I don't trust my clumsy feet not to make me fall flat, and the heart's the only muscle tissue, little known fact that don't know how to heal itself if you cut it in half. So don't cut it in half. No, don't cut it in half. No, don't cut it in half. And I can't give you any more than that.
Uproarious applause.
Well, what an incredible 12 months it has been for the Limerick Post Show. Cian and I want to thank you all so much for supporting us, and we look forward to bringing you so much more content from great Limerick people, Limerick places and Limerick events.